Hello, I'm going to try and take things more seriously this time. I promise. We'll definitely win this next game because actually there's been some disparaging news. The Redshirts are declining in the, I don't know, global rankings and fans are not happy. There's been some good news in terms of our training. So I've set up some specific training schemes for most of the players, one of whom is Sword Art. And so I've set him up. I've recognized that basically his attributes in like mechanical skills, these 4 attributes at the top, are all terrible. It's not like his mental or his awareness attributes are much better, but they are a bit better. So we are weighting the focus of his training more heavily in favor of his weaker attributes. In fact, I might actually up them just a little bit more. Maybe something like this. Trying to get the most efficiency that we can. I think maybe this is best. The reason being is that players will gain experience a lot quicker for stats that they're really weak on. I don't think that Sword Art... I mean, there is a potential system in the game. I don't know what Sword Art's potential is. We can probably find out what our staff think of Sword Art if I click on him here and he's got a recommendation of 4 stars. But I don't know how accurate the stars are. Is that 4 stars relative to the overall quality of our team? Is that 4-star potential as in one day he'll be a really solid player? It's hard to know what this actually means. But the point is the weaker stats, they grow quicker. So we're focusing on the weakest areas to try and just improve the overall quality of players as quickly as possible. That's the training philosophy. It might pay out in terms of where we finish in the overall standings. It might help one day, but it probably isn't going to help immediately. Let's just have a little quick look at the stats. So because there's a new patch on the drop down on the stats menu, you can actually filter by a specific patch, which is nice. Not many games have been played on this patch, but seems like Sniper. Oh, hey, listen, we're the team dragging down their win rate, that's for sure. But they're very highly picked, and they tend to do very well. Fighter tends to do well. Guardian Spirit is interestingly doing very, very well. In my first save, Guardian Spirit was basically not played at all and then got a load of buffs and is now reasonable. But in this game, save, they are doing quite well. Pole Warrior doing quite well, apart from when the Redshirts picked them. Dual Blader, though, I think we're going to have to consider to be something that we need to ban. That should be a ban target for us. They have a very high pick ban rate, but they're a high agency top laner. So if I was coaching better or managing better in the previous game, I'd have banned this because they're a kind of hyper carry champion in some sense, or they can absolutely carry games. It might have made a big difference in our first match, but I didn't do it. So, you know, we're up against the Magma Mages. They are the 5th ranked team. It's not giving us favorable odds. Their top laner is a lot less scary in terms of their mechanical skill, but they have a good mentality, so they'll always play to the best of their ability. The jungler is pretty mediocre. Their bot laner is actually tragically bad. Fantastic mental and positioning, but every other aspect of their game is terrible. They do have a good support, though. So I think that actually, if our players play well and our coach, that's me by the way, doesn't fuck things up, we actually this is our best chance of getting a dub, I think. Get rid of the wind mage. I don't know, I just feel like it. Who likes wind? I like wind on a, you know, when it's a cooling breeze. That's nice, that's refreshing. Coaching staff is recommending a warrior. I'm gonna go with the fact that this champion has been buffed and just pick Hitman, whose thing is they can teleport behind the most recently attacked champion, fire 3 bursts that can stun, mark enemies. I think they're best in the jungle rather than as AD carry typically. So that gives us options. They've gone for Gunner, who is likewise also an AD carry, but can be played in the jungle. And they've also gone for the Pyromancer, which makes me want to go for a more aggressive dive type composition. So where's that Pole Warrior? Because I think we should pick them. And this time, possibly put them in the top lane. So we'll pick Pole Warrior, and we're going to pair them with Fighter. I do think this combination works, or can work, really, really well. So we're going to go with a lot of engage type style. They've gone with Ninja, which is a really weird pick, because we're not massively squishy. We do have one squishy character, but that means we pivot away from any kind of poke, and we go all in on the engage type stuff. So Executioner, again, I think that was a decent pick last time, and their entire team is very squishy. So I'm going to go Executioner. And then what do I go in order to round out the comp? It would be nice to have some magic damage, but it's not inherently required. But I think the pick that makes some sense is the Vampire. Because they do have some magic scaling. They have an engage ability. That's kind of their ultimate, become unchargeable and charge in whatever direction if they're choosing. I saw 300 plus 80% of ability power as health. So yeah, but they can use that offensively or defensively. So hopefully most of the time it'll be an offensive maneuver, but if needs be, it can be a defensive one. I think this is the lineup that will go. And I'm happy that actually I've put everyone in the correct position this time. A bit better about this. Whoa, that's very fast. I'm feeling a bit better about this than I did last time. So, especially the top lane matchup. Ninja is like really, really good at... Whoa, this is risky. Whoa! That was crazy. I don't know why we stayed. Ninja is really, really good at picking off very squishy, very immobile champions. But once they go in, they are like absolutely 100% committed to going in. And because they are an assassin, they aren't very durable. So they've got high attack. They're like a quintessential glass cannon. So against our team, I don't think they'll be very useful, because although the Vampire is technically squishy, they have a lot of means of recovering health. And the Hitman is reasonably squishy too, but because of the buffs, they've actually got more base HP than is normal for the role that they play. So I think the Ninja is going to have a tough game. Apparently, I do think their jungler is playing very well, and their mid laner seems to be kind of roaming a little bit. It'd be interesting to look at their players' personality traits, actually, because there's been some good teamwork on their team so far. This is a little bit scary. I think we should give this up, guys. Especially since the opposition's top laner... Did they also join this fight? I want to say that they did. I wasn't paying enough attention. But that gives us the chance to put some damage into the enemy top laner's turret. We pick up a really nice kill in the middle lane. So things are, I think, even in the game overall at the moment. Oh boy. We need to get out of there. Oh dear. Well, that was our top laner getting completely outplayed. But if they played it a little bit better, they could have used the defensive... Well, they could have used the mobility tools that Pole Warrior has to actually escape that. They just messed it up. Pyromancer are scary. They do an awful lot of damage, but our bot lane is going really, really well. Got a handsome lead down there. Taking their turret. Bot wave pushing into their next turret. This could be a kill. Look at that. Chain CC. Beautiful stuff. Kill picked up by... Was it the Executioner who picked up the kill there? I know that in this game, similar to League of Legends, each role has a role quest, and the support one actually transfers gold to an ally. So even though the support got the kill, the gold for the kill is transferred to somebody else. This is looking like potentially a lost cause. This is terrible. This is... Oh no. Well, hang on, hang on. Shows what I know. This somehow worked out. Vampire Overt. It all kind of came together. I think it was wise for us to disengage there, though, from the objective, because we lost our jungler, and so they could well have got the execute. But I guess we just ultimately overwhelmed them. The enemy composition has absolutely no tankiness to it. Every single character is an assassin or a mage, pretty much. So although when we go in, certain characters might get blown up, we should generally have more durability, but we do lose the frickin' objective there, and that's quite scary, because there could now be a very big gold swing. Having said that, Vampire is still really, really fed, so in isolation they should win basically any fight. We lose our support. We're possibly going to lose our mid laner. Whoa! Oh, nice play. Okay, so ultimately a 1-for-1, but we lose the Serpent. But we have the gold lead. So currently that's probably more important than the stats that the Serpent is giving the enemy team. So as long as we can weather the storm for the next 20 seconds of this Baron buff type deal. Said as long as we can weather the storm, we'll be alright, but that's pretty bad. We're going to lose this tower down here, maybe. No, Vampire defends it, so we're only going to lose the one tower, if that, because the team collapsing really nicely. We do lose that tower eventually. But overall, I think that's okay. Top lane is looking really rough. The Pole Warrior Ninja matchup not working the way that I said it was going to work. But I do think that that is a lot of that is down to the quality of Crit Hero as a player, because their stats are pretty terrible. Their top lane opponent, their stats aren't incredible. Mechanically, they're really bad, but their other stats are significantly better than our top laners, so I guess it kind of checks out.
The top lane continues to be a problematic position for us.
Nice. Well, the ninja, that's what I'm saying. They went in for a dive, didn't have enough damage, team didn't follow up, and they just kind of died. Although this isn't, you know, kind of okay. It's very scrappy. As long as the vampire's there, we've got a chance. And this looks like we're going to take another turret in the face of their Morgard buff as well. That'd be pretty nice. So Ninja going in again, this time does take the kill. Vampire decides discretion is the better part of Valor. And this is better from the Pole Warrior. This is not better from the team though. Oh no. This looks like a disaster. Why are we letting him run us down one by one? And that might actually end the game, because they've got a wave, they've got numbers advantage, we've only got one champion left alive. 2 now. It's looking quite sketchy. Enemy team got a lot out of that. It's a more promising series so far, though, than what happened in the previous episode. So at least that's something. And also, we are building some defensive items on the fighter and the Pole Warrior, which will help against the ninja and the ghost. I think the vampire, what's this? Are they building magic resist? Well, they're building health item, I think. So we are getting some tankiness. Like, if we can survive the initial burst of ninja, I think that helps our team comp out quite a lot. But at the moment, we're not surviving the initial burst of the ninja. Who, yeah, is very, very scary. Very, very scary. Yep. That's going to probably be the game, because we just don't have enough numbers alive on the map. That's disappointing. That's disappointing. Yeah, Ninja just kind of ran over us in the end. Like I say, the quality of their top laner versus the quality of our top laner, there's a significant, we're at a significant disadvantage. But I was hoping it would have gone a bit better than what it ended up going in that game. We get first pick again, recommending a ban on Android. Maybe we want to pick Dual Blader for ourselves, or maybe we want to go Cavalry here. Kind of ban Cavalry instead of reserving the first pick to us, because I think if Cavalry's up, we kind of have to commit to being a proper engage type composition. Other than that, what's scary? I mean, the main thing I'm scared about is, like, top laners. I'm tempted to ban a bunch of champions that can be played in the top lane and then reserve, like, a good top laner for ourselves in the hope that that means we'll be mitigating the weakest point on our team. I mean, there's a logic there. You can't deny it. Dark Mage could be decent in top lane. Maybe we get rid of Shadowmancer. And they get rid of Dual Blade. Okay, so we don't get to do the thing that I wanted to do, which is pick Dual Blade in the top lane. But that's okay. I can kind of sack top lane now, or we do still have actually Siegebreaker open, so I'm going to pick Siegebreaker because that's a pretty good top lane with a lot of wave clear. This time they do get the Circus Blade, so we'll be able to see a real Feast or Famine champion. I think that one is. It's a scary situation to pick the sniper in, so we might be better off picking... It's not a much better situation for Poison Dart Hunter. I'm going to go for a bit more of a magic-orientated team with lots of slows and that kind of thing. And we'll just see if that works out for us. I assume they're going to play Druid in the top lane. We've got our jungler, we've got our top laner sorted. We've got mid lane will be this. This could be bottom lane. We need support. We need a jungler. Ah! I was trying to click on hammer, but it's giving us wind mage. Okay, well that forces us to put ice mage as the support. Oh no. That's the speed of the draft. It's too hot for me to handle. I'm overwhelmed by choices. Pardon me. Oh, this is probably a terrible pick. Oh well, it's a terrible pick because we don't have a traditional jungler. I think Swordsman can go in the jungle though. Put you mid, and we'll make... Yeah. We'll double mage bot lane, I guess. We've got a lot of disengage and crowd control, and then we've got some engage on our jungler. This is a game where we definitely play... I think we play for top lane. We focus on split pushing, and we just hope that that's good enough. We basically see if we can snowball through that way. Because our top laner, if they get ahead, will be very strong. But we are trying to put all of our eggs in the basket of our weakest player. So maybe that won't work for us at all. But I'm going to give it a go, I think we'll give it a go. Give it a good old college try. That's what we'll do. We probably just want to build, like, magic on most of our team. I'm not sure what the support should go, if anything else, next, so I'll leave it up to them. AD. Probably more AD on the top lane, although it might actually be... What are you? Are you a mage? No, you're a mage. But you're the only mage on the team, and it doesn't feel worth it to go... I'm gonna go HP into attack damage, and then let them decide. We'll go for something that gives us a little bit more tankiness. And then maybe just become a problem. Oh. I had to sneeze. Can you Adam and Eve? I had to sneeze. A bodily function occurred. What a lovely thing to say out loud. Got an early gank here that amounts to very little. The Druid, I think we've seen them before, but they can summon creatures to assist them in fighting. That's their whole gimmick. There's another champion in the game called the Necromancer, which is very much more similar to Yorick, to the point where he actually summons ghouls and things. But I don't think they're particularly strong until they're buffed a bunch. This is not a winning fight. What are we doing? What on earth are we doing? Especially because I highlighted earlier that the bottom laner, which is the player that just got the successful kill. So we do get a return here in the middle lane. But I highlighted them as being not very good on the enemy team, and then we went and did that. This is better from us, though. This is much better from us. Hill for our bottom laner will go down a treat. Thank you very much. Things fairly even in the top lane at the moment, but we do have, I think, a much stronger champion overall. We have some setup here, but we just basically get blown up. Our support is not having a good day. So I think we should give this objective, but their whole team has migrated for this objective, which means our top laner is going to get to do exactly what we want them to do, and probably destroy this tower. They might get even more out of it, because it's taking the enemy team a long time to take this objective. Yes, they're picking up kills, but on the minimap, our top laner has just taken the second tier turret from the red team, and that now gives them a very big lead. So we've got a massive lead in the mid lane and the top lane. So that could present us a very different picture in terms of the way that this game will play out than the first match. Really nice ultimate left from the Gambler to like disengage, because that looked like it was going to be a kill for us otherwise. So we've got a level advantage. We're still getting... we've got a massive gold advantage. We're still getting smacked around in the 1v1. Up there in the top lane. But I suppose the pressure that we've put on the map is ultimately good. It's going to give us time to set up here. Oh, I don't like how low health our jungler is. But look at this. They walk into our trap. That's a kill. Could be another kill. We're very close to picking up a couple more kills. I can't believe our support is still only level 3. What the heck have they been doing this entire game? As we pick up some kills, Druid ultimate misses. Some control actually being put down by the Ice Mage. Does this mean we'll actually pick up the buff? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that it will. In fact, we're probably all going to have to run away because we're so low on health. But we'll run through the enemy team rather than like rather than anywhere safer. I do think that the pathing of the AI does need a bit of work. I mean, one thing that can help is I can change it so that we can only see vision, like the blue team's vision, because we're the blue team. And then it kind of means it kind of makes some of the pathing a little bit less bizarre. It doesn't make it good necessarily. But obviously now, because we are seeing effectively what our players are seeing. So we think the enemy are here, but we don't know that they're here, apart from that particle effect happening and giving the game away, kind of thing. So then it makes it more understandable when you have a player walk somewhere that they shouldn't have walked, because they didn't know any better. They just didn't know any better. But I don't know that this makes for a better viewer experience or not. Maybe it makes the game a bit less frustrating, but it also makes it a bit harder to track potentially which champions are doing well and which ones are doing badly. Ultimately, the enemy team using the small guard buff very well, but the Gambler overextends. Big ultimate from the Archer unfortunately means that we're trading kills. And we've got a bit of a deficit gold-wise. I'm gonna, I think, turn the vision on for both teams, because otherwise the director isn't like aware that I've made that choice to hide vision, so sometimes it feels like the camera is going a bit weird. Will this be a kill? No. But good pressure in the middle lane until it really wasn't. We had such a big lead in the middle lane, and now that's gone. But our top laner is still very, very strong. Ideally, what I'd want to see is our top laner going into the bottom lane here, which is what they're doing, and just shoving waves as hard as they can into the enemy team. But looks like they're going to join up for a team fight instead, which has done us absolutely no good. Because we've lost the objective here, and instead of applying any pressure to that side of the map, where there's a huge wave, we could have absolutely taken this tower. Now the tower is still standing. But, having said that, our top laner is smacking their base. So, maybe they know what they're doing, but they're probably going to die here. So I guess they don't really know what they're doing. I'm not sure that that was Suicide Run was worth it in the end, because the enemy team did get the Serpent. If we pressured the Serpent a bit better as a team, then maybe the decision that the top laner made would have been a little less suicidal. But as things stand, I mean, this is going to be another loss. I don't think we can come back from this. We do still technically have a win condition because we have our top laner, who is very, very, very fed. But I don't know that they're actually going to get an opportunity to leverage that lead. Especially if they're dead. So I think this is going to be the end of another episode where it's another loss. I'm wondering if the best thing as well... Obviously, I'm doing this series just mostly for my own amusement because I'm playing this game anyway. But I'm wondering if, for the kind of help of doing this as a series, if it's better for me to not show each match, especially if ultimately matches are kind of going like this. So this might be the last episode where I just upload a full game, and we might move to more of a highlight reel system where I like record all my footage in silence. Or I record all my footage, right? But rather than live reacting to it, I will do a commentary instead. So if something interesting happens, I can go, oh, well, I've got the footage for it, I'll just talk over it. But otherwise, like, I don't know. I mean, if you are watching the series and you want me to continue doing it in the current style, maybe I won't change anything just yet. But, yeah, it's a bit depressing, isn't it, when all of these episodes are just humbling losses.